So earlier we have seen the introduction to IC engine, what are heat engine and all. Now we have also classified and given the name of components and the nomenclature. And now we'll see how the working of the spark ignition engine, that is the petrol engine or gasoline engine, how is the working of the compression ignition engine or the diesel engine, the working along with the explanation of PV diagram, the cycle, the standard cycle, and then we'll put some important points on discussion. So here we start the cycle uh, with the inlet of the air. So the intake. So intake of the air in spark ignition engine is using the air plus fuel mixture ratio. So air plus fuel enters here, and our intake valve open. The mixture comes in. So with the PV diagram, so it starts from here. The intake wall is open, so the pressure is the atmospheric pressure 1 bar or 1 atm, and it go as the mixture comes in. It's the process from, and the piston is coming down alongside, so it is the process 0 to 1. Then uh, with the mixture the intake wall closes, and the combustion chamber volume decreases as the piston moves upside. So it was at the BDC, bottom dead center, and now it is going towards the TDC. And as it goes, the intake wall is closed and exhaust wall is also closed. Hence, it comes with the increase in pressure. And now the increased pressure is at point 2. Now the due to the inertia of the flywheel and the crank, the piston will go up, compressing the mixture, and as it reaches the top dead center 3.3, the spark, so it shows the spark. So SI engine has the spark, as I said earlier. The spark will ignite the mixture, and the mixture will start combusting. So at point 3, just before point 3, it starts combusting, but we'll say at the top dead center, the spark happens and it starts combusting. As it combusts, it expands, and the piston gets a downward movement. So it expands, and then when it is at the bottom dead center, point 4, the exhaust valve opens, and immediately the exhaust gases or the products of combustion goes outside. So, and the pressure has immediately dropped to P naught, which is at point 5. It is at the BDC, and then again due to inertia the piston moves upside from BDC to TDC, pushing whatever the products of combustion left inside our combustion chamber to go outside. So during this process the intake valve was closed and exhaust valve is open, so all the products of combustion moves out of the combustion chamber. So we again reach at point 0. So that's all we have. So it was coming down, then it went up, then at the TDC it combusted when it came down, and the exhaust valve opened and it went outside. So these were the four main processes: intake and exhaust. So 0 to 1 takes the part of intake, and 4 to 0 or 5 to 0 takes the part of exhaust. 1 to 2 is called as compression. 2 to 3 is um, it is not said anything, it's the power stroke or something like that. 3 to 4 is combustion process or again the power stroke. 4 to 5 is the exhaust or the expansion. 3 to 4 alongside alongside the combustion process taking place, it is also called the expansion phase. And then we have the exhaust. And now coming to the compression ignition engine. So the difference here will be, we had a spark over here, spark plug. Here we have a fuel injector. So rather, and one more difference is here in the intake we took the mixture of air plus fuel, while in compression ignition engine we only take the pure air as an intake, and fuel is been injected afterwards during the process of combustion. So it again starts from 0. So as it moves down from, this is the point of TDC, this volume as the is the clearance volume. This much volume is the clearance volume. Let me show you again. So this much is the clearance volume when the piston is at TDC. So this is the clearance volume, and at 0.5 this is the total volume of the cylinder, combustion chamber. Okay. So as it comes down from TDC to BDC, it moves from 0 to 0.1, and at that point the intake valve is open, so our air will come in, and then we compress the air with both the valves closed. So the piston moves from BDC to TDC, and we have reached point 2. At point 2 we spray the fuel diesel droplets into very small sized particles, and due to high compression ratio, the energy has been so high, the temperature has reached already high, and it starts combusting. So at that point also both the valves are closed, and as we have sprayed it, it will start combusting in parts and parts. So all the fuel won't combust at the same time, so it will combust, and due to that combustion process, till some time the pressure remains same, still the volume has been decreasing, and then after some point of time, when the piston has reached around midway, and then the expansion process also takes place. So partly it is the power process, power outlet or power generation, and then we have expansion. So here complete 2 to 4 is the expansion, and 2 to 3 is specifically we are generating energy. And then when we are at the BDC, so the piston has come down at the BDC, and then we open the exhaust valve, and the pressure immediately drops down to atmospheric pressure, and then we can uh, the exhaust valve, which the exhaust gases or the products of combustion moves outside from here, and then when the due to inertia the crank rotates and piston goes from BDC to TDC, all the remaining products of combustion will also be thrown outside with the exhaust valve open, and when it reaches 0.0, the intake valve will again open. So there is some overlap time when both the valves are open. So we have the inlet uh, already started and exhaust still happening, but this overlap has been taken into consideration. It is increasing our efficiency of combustion, that's why. So there will be more technicalities. So exactly at the TDC we do not spray the fuel, we do it sometime before. Here also we not at exactly at the TDC we spark it, rather some degrees before TDC will spark it, but this will study afterwards in the chapters coming. And let's do some comparison. So we'll discuss some more technical uh, points, how can we clear our interviews also. So what's the difference between Otto cycle and diesel cycle, which is same as petrol cycle and diesel cycle? So will first point is the Otto cycle or the petrol cycle is a constant volume heat generation. So we will see here is the main combustion happening, and this is at a constant volume. So here are we adding the heat, and this is the constant volume process. While here we are adding the heat, we are giving the fuel in this process, and this is a constant pressure process. So diesel cycle is a constant pressure heat addition process, while Otto cycle was a constant volume heat addition process. Second is the inlet, here we took as air plus fuel mixture, and here we took pure air as our inlet. Then we had a spark plug over here and a carburetor for mixing our fuel with air, while we don't have any carburetor over here, while we have a fuel pump to pump our fuel to fuel injector, and we have fuel injector side by. Here the compression ratio was around 8 to 10. So compression ratio, I'll revise, compression ratio is the ratio of VC by VS, or the clearance volume to the total volume. Vs not Vs plus Vc. So it's the ratio of Vc by total volume, Vc plus Vs. Then here the compression ratio would be around 15 to 20, generally 16 to 18, and the compression ratio is low over here, hence our thermal efficiency will be lower. We'll see the formula of thermal efficiency. It is a function of compression ratio, and over here, since the compression ratio is high, our thermal efficiency is high. Then over here we have a homogeneous mixture of fuel and air, while here the homogeneous mixture is not happening, it is more of a heterogeneous mixture, and hence I'll say it will give the petrol cycle will give higher power, and diesel cycle will give lesser power, but as per torque the compression ratio is higher for this compression ignition engine or diesel engine. Hence we use diesel engine for heavy machineries or heavy trucks and vehicles, while we use SI engine or petrol engine for smaller lightweight vehicles like our bike. And as per the cooling technology point of view, in Otto cycle, since it is used for lesser power generation vehicles, or it will have lower efficiency of combustion also, hence heat generation is also less, and hence we can be having air cooled SI engine, like our the engine of our bike are just cooled by the air. We have fins, extended surfaces fins for cooling, while compression ignition engine have higher heat generation values, and hence we have cooling jacket, air cooling jacket, and oil cooled and water cooled for compression ignition engine or diesel engine. And then I'll differentiate between Otto cycle and diesel cycles versus the Rankine cycle and Brayton cycle. So the Otto cycle and diesel cycle are mostly used for power generation in vehicles and automobile industry, because they are very compact. We can make them in a compact space, while Rankine and diesel Brayton cycle are used for power generation. So there are so many components in these cycles, and hence we need larger space, hence we use them for power generation, and we cannot swap them easily, because diesel generators will have very less efficiency for power generation, and will require a very large size vehicle for using these cycles in our vehicles. Then let's discuss why the compression ratio is less for SI engine than CI engines. Although auto ignition temperature of petrol, that is gasoline, is 270 degrees Celsius, and which is greater than the diesel fuel, which is 210. So I would again repeat that since the SI engine use petrol or gasoline, and its auto ignition temperature is 270 degrees Celsius, the compression ratio required to self ignite it without using spark just by compressing would be very high. Hence we are not using compression ignition to ignite the petrol, and rather we use spark plug to ignite our petrol and gasoline. While for diesel fuel, the auto ignition temperature is only 210, and a bit higher compression ratio of 16 to 20 is easily be able to self ignite our fuel, and hence without using spark plug we are able to ignite, and hence we are using compression ignition for CI engines or diesel engine. What are HCCI? So these are hybrid engines, and these are yet to be developed. We are not very high, but here we mix our fuels and we mix the process. So both the process are being mixed, and we can have a combination of engine. Then why is diesel not used as fuel in SI engine? So if we use diesel as a fuel in SI engine, so diesel requires a lesser compression, and it requires higher compression as per the design of SI engine, and SI engine will provide a spark which is not required to diesel. So before the ignition will happen, so diesel will not be able to self ignite it using the compression of 8 to 10, and hence the external spark plug will be igniting it, and that won't be complete because diesel is not a volatile fuel. While the petrol is a volatile fuel, it will mix in properly with the air, while diesel will not mix and the combustion will not be proper. Also, diesel is not being used is not supplied at the intake stroke in diesel engine. This is also because I said earlier that since diesel is not a volatile fuel, it will not mix properly with the air which is coming. Hence, we are using another component to supply our fuel in very small particulate matters. Hence, it can mix easily with the fuel. Now, what is the difference between key on and the kick in our bikes or moped? So key on means we are connecting the motor and the electrical components of our vehicle, and it does not mean the vehicle is on. While the kick means that externally we are applying a inertia to the crankshaft, and it will initiate the process of movement and the reciprocating movement of our engine, and hence because of this movement the intake and all will start. Hence both are required. So key on plus kick is required to start our bike. Similarly, what is the purpose of button start? So in button start engine, when we do not have to apply kick, so over there key on plus button start is used. So what does that mean is, once we have key on, all the components of electrical components are connected, the motor and all, and using the motor, when we push the button start, so when we push the button, the motor is connected to the crankshaft, and the motor will initiate the motion of this rotating motion of the crank, and the piston will start moving. So whatever manual force we are applying using the kick, the same has been applied using the motor. So that's the purpose of button start. Okay.